Hey, I'm Shane, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the new 3.0 update for the Sony A7 III and the A7R III. I'm going to show you how to install it on your cameras and how they work. Starting off though, this update introduces three major features, the first of which is real-time eye autofocus. This is a fancy way to say that eye autofocus now is always on. So rather than having two buttons to control your autofocus, one for eye autofocus, one for regular autofocus, eye autofocus is just always on. So you can just have one button to autofocus. And if there's an eye in the scene, it will pick up that eye. It's pretty awesome. And it's kind of something that I wish they had a long time ago, but it's here now and it's awesome. The second major update is the animal eye autofocus. So this basically is what it sounds like. You can autofocus on animals' eyes. The caveat to this is that you can't do it at the same time as human eye autofocus. So there's a toggle in the menu. I'll show you how to switch between it later in the video. And it works really well though. The last part of the update is having an intervalometer. So this is actually pretty awesome because for the last year I've been using this terrible intervalometer that I got off Amazon for 20 bucks, and it's garbage. So there's one in the camera now. Again, I kind of wish Sony did this a long time ago, but it's here now and it works really well. And I'll show you again later in the video how it works and how to use it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is just hop onto the Sony website. I'll have links to the download pages in the description, but if you want to do this yourself, all you do is go to the drivers and software page of the respective camera you're updating. I'm on Windows, so I downloaded the Windows version. It'll just get you to go through a couple of terms and service stuff, but you just hit download, scroll through the EULA, and that's basically it. It'll start downloading and you're just going to basically plug your camera into the computer next. Before you put it in the computer though, the first thing you want to do is hop onto your camera and turn it to mass storage mode when it's connected to a computer. This is just in like the fourth page of the setup menu. And all you have to do is just set it to mass storage rather than auto. Your camera will be restarting a couple times as you're updating the camera. This realistically won't cause an issue, but it will just make it a little bit more seamless, and in case there's any issues, it will just prevent them from happening to start with. So once you get that all hooked up, it's going to just pop up on your computer as a regular drive. You don't need to do anything with it. Just open up that file you downloaded and hit next. It will take like 20 minutes for it to update, but it's super easy. I sped it up here, but when it's done, it will be updated your camera. So the new features I can show you how to do here. The first one I'm going to show you is the new eye autofocus settings. So it has its own mini menu just to turn eye autofocus on and off, and you can choose between having a human or an animal. I'm going to show you how the animal eye autofocus works. I was very impressed by it, but this is my dog. I don't have a good way to capture my camera, so I apologize for the shakiness of this video. It's just me holding an A7 III behind an A7R III. It's incredibly impressive. It locks onto the eye of my dog even while she's moving, and in a pretty like high contrast environment. So it's not the hardest of settings, but I did a burst here just to show you how it tracks. This is at f1.4 and it nailed it every time, and it was super sharp. But moving on to the other new feature, that is the interval shooting. It has all the basic settings you expect from an intervalometer here. It has a delay. You can choose the shooting interval, the number of shots you want to take in your burst. So usually I'd go to 240 for a 10-second little clip. In the AE tracking basically is like if you're having it over the sunset, you can have aperture priority mode on, and it will make sure it adjusts the exposure appropriately. But all you have to do is just hit the trigger and it will start firing. Super easy to use, super intuitive. So, of course, I went out to try and test this today because I wanted to include some clips in this video. And here in April in Canada, it decided to snow. So the weather was frigid and I was not happy, but I gave it my best and got a few pretty terrible time lapses to show you. The things I do have to say, even with freezing cold fingers, I was able to navigate the menus very easily. It wasn't very difficult to use. I definitely was a little disappointed with the time lapses I got, but it kind of just shows the basic functionality that you have while you're using the intervalometer mode. I can see this being awesome for when I'm doing the astrophotography, which I love to do. It certainly would be good on a little less wavy days for some water long exposures, but yeah, this is basically what I got. Thanks for watching this video though. I appreciate you stopping by, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and liking it, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. I'm always happy to answer them. Anyways though, I hope you have an awesome day. See ya.